Okay. All right, Zahar. Okay, you guys, so today we will be done with the second part of your textbook, which is the Unit 4, Part 2. We're still talking about simultaneous interpreting, okay? And of course, today is your last class. Yalla. All right, so to recap, what is an interpreter, or who is an interpreter? Yes.
Interpreter is a request feature of this to render oral communication or content into
another language, into an alternative language in real time. Exactly. So an interpreter is a language professional or a linguist, okay, who renders oral text. What is an oral text? It's a text that is spoken, okay, from one language to another. Although we have one type of interpreting that is not oral. Do you remember what it is called?
Oh, sight.
Sight interpreting. Sight interpreting is oral because you use gestures, okay? But sight interpreting, you have a document in front of you, which you have to interpret in real time, okay? So, key differences from a translator or a written translator, okay? What is it? An interpreter, as you said, works with spoken language in real time, while a translator works with written documents at his or her leisure. Okay, يعني leisure بأوقات راحته خلينا نقول. Okay, في براحته بيكتب الدكتور. Yes, there are deadlines, but they are flexible, okay, and not stress-related delivery of the oral text, okay? Interpreters versus translators. What are the key differences? Again, it's interpreting, it's time constrained. شو يعني constrained؟
وقت قصير حتى.
محشور. Exactly. You have to do it either in real time if it's simultaneous, or you have to do it in after moments of it's being said if it's consecutive. Okay. The differences is the medium of word. The translator writes with documents, okay, machine translations and so on, while an interpreter has other equipments like a microphone, a headphone, a booth. They have special equipments, okay? The tools used, as we said, they are different. A translator needs some reference book, a computer for typing. The interpreter, on the other hand, needs a whole state-of-the-art equipment, right? Preparation methods. A translator has the time to prepare, to go and ask, to consult, all right? Whereas the interpreter has only a small framework of time to do a few researches, okay? and he or she needs to rely, if they are working with partners, on their partner. All right? And the professional environment. I think both are professional. All right? Both work with professional people, but the interpreters, خلينا نقول, professional environment is more formal, because an interpreter, if you remember, we said that he needs to communicate with people, right? He needs to communicate with his or her client face to face. So they need to be good spokesmen or spokeswomen, okay? While a translator can have their communication only through the email. They don't need to see any of their clients, okay? So it's more casual for the translator, it's more formal for the interpreter, okay? All right, yeah. What qualities make a good interpreter? This is the first question. Qualities, okay? And what challenges do you think interpreters face? Right. For the first one, what qualities make a good interpreters? What do you think? Yes.
A good accent.
Oh, okay, good accent. However, you don't need to be how to speak, خلينا نقول تلوي لسانك, okay? To talk as natives. You can speak fluent English, okay, in a way that others understand you. Yes.
Good hearing.
Good hearing, exactly. Listening comprehension, speaking fluency. Yes, Maria.
Knowing both cultures and languages.
Knowing both cultures and language is one. Okay. Good memory. What do you think? Good. Note-taking skills. Okay. Speaking, yes, of course, because speed, yes, speed of processing, right? Speed of processing what is said, processing it, and translating it. All right, so what challenges do you think interpreters face? Number one, stress, time pressure.
Maybe the speaker being
Deviation in the speech. They have to follow these deviations. Speeding of the speaker's voice. Untranslatable terms and expressions, which we call what? Culture bound expressions. Introduction to translation, you guys. Okay? Yes. Also, what else? Failure of equipment sometimes, right? Accents of speakers, very nice. Yes, some speakers speak in different accents, so they have to understand them, however difficult their accent is. Okay? Good job. So the first one, good interpreter's qualities, strong memory and concentration, quick thinking and adaptability, culture awareness, professional demeanor, يعني attire, speech, formal speech, okay? Stress management skills, okay? For the second one, challenges, عندنا language proficiency, all right? Cultural sensitivity, we need to know the expressions in both cultures in order to be able to translate them or at least to quickly think of equivalents for them. Okay? Time pressure, fatigue, can fatigue, irhaq, yes. Specialized vocabulary knowledge. All right, you need to be an expert in your field. Emotional stress, lack of context. Okay, sometimes translators misunderstand what the speaker is trying to say, so they may translate the expression or the speech in a wrong way. Okay? Technology issues, neutrality. Sometimes and I think that a translator or an interpreter should not work in something that he or she may be biased in. Okay? So if you are, for example, anti-abortion person, okay, you don't believe in abortion, and there is a conference on abortion awareness that which is pro-abortion, for example, as an interpreter, if you don't care and you want the money, you shouldn't be biased. You should be neutral. If you care, you shouldn't accept the job. Otherwise, you'll be reluctant to interpret. يعني reluctant يتردد في إعطاء الترجمة الصحيحة. Okay, أو in your voice you will hint that you are not pro what is being said. Okay, neutrality is important even for a translator. Okay, not only interpreters but also translators. If you don't care, you just want the money, all right, you can do whatever you want. But if you think that you may be biased in any way, do not take the job. And finally, confidentiality. Confidentiality is very important, whether we're talking about an interpreter or a translator. Sometimes they interpret or translate sensitive material, okay? Like security, for example, issues. Or security, I mean, state security, okay? For example, if we're talking about an interpreter who is interpreting a merger, شو يعني a merger between two companies, دمج شو اسمه شركتين that should not be revealed, okay? They need to be confidential while they perform the interpreting thing. They should not تذكروا لما حكينا they should not talk to the press or journalists or anyone or social media, okay? So this is part of confidentiality, all right? Okay, essential interpreter skills. Easy. Language proficiency. عدناها 100 مرة. Okay? You need to be proficient in both languages, unlike a translator. Okay? He or she needs to be proficient in one language and good in the other language, because he or she may find help in other references or professionals or other people, okay? So they only need one professional language. Cultural knowledge, since you need to be language proficient in both languages, you also need to have the required knowledge in both languages, which is related to the culture. When you learn a language, you learn its history, you learn its culture, you learn everything related to this language. That's why you need to be a native. Oh, you need to think as a native for the second language you're learning. Okay? Quick thinking. Why quick thinking? Why? Exactly. ليش تتوتروا؟ مش حناكلكم. You need to have quick thinking because you are delivering the interpreting in real time, right? So you need to have a quick memory or quick thinking in order to translate or to interpret the oral text, okay, or speech. Memory skills, of course. مش اللي بيدخل من هون بيطلع هيك، لازم يطلع من جهة ثانية، okay? Note-taking ability. We said, okay, for simultaneous interpreting is a bit hard. ولكن if you have a partner, your partner will be taking the notes for you and you will be interpreting and looking at their notes at the same time, okay? So note-taking is a good ability, especially for consecutive interpreting, okay? Public speaking, حكينا إنه an interpreter differs from a translator in that an interpreter needs to be good at speaking in public, okay? Because they need to deliver a speech to many people, all right? And professional ethics, all right? We took, remember, a whole unit on ethics. Okay. Main types of interpreting. Main type, simultaneous interpreting, consecutive interpreting, and these are the most used types of interpreting out there, okay? ولكن we still have other subtypes of interpreting, okay? We will see them in a bit. Can you remember some types? Whispering.
Silence.
Right.
Time.
Sign.
Telephone.
Telephone interpreting. Yes. And which is called also remote interpreting. It could be through telephone, it could be through Zoom or شو اسمه Skype or these types of شو اسمه equipment مش equipment شو هو softwares. Okay. Simultaneous interpreting, we all know what it is. It's translating while listening. Okay, you listen, you process, you translate, or what do we call it?
Or reframe.
Reformulating. Yes. Key characteristic high immediacy. شو يعني immediacy؟
Real time.
هلا. We need it now. Okay, we need your translation now. All right. Real-time interpreting. Typical, there is a delay, unlike consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreting, the speaker speaks for a bunch of time. Okay, you listen, take notes, and then you reformulate what he or she said in the other language. In interpreting, you cannot wait, okay? You need to speak after the speaker almost immediately. So we have what we call a décalage. Décalage is when you move a little bit, okay? A décalage of around 2 seconds. يعني you get a few I am, you start أنا, okay? So you have these few seconds that you need in order to start the process of simultaneous interpreting, okay? Yeah. Scatter. You will listen to a speech, okay? It's an easy speech. عملت لكم اياهم سهلين هاي المرة، مش زي اللي قبلهم. Okay? Easy speech. You will do two things. You will talk after the speaker in English. Okay? Then you will listen to it again and interpret it in Arabic. Okay? مريم أخذت الحل ياسمين. طيب صبايا معي online do the same. أول شيء بالإنجليزي which is shadow interpreting, and then you will do another shadow interpreting in your native language. عيدوا أول شيء بعدين. إيش أنهار؟
الشاشة عندي مش راضية تتكبر، يعني انت صورتك صغيرة تحت.
مش سامعة. عندك شو؟
الصورة بتاعتك صغيرة تحت مش راضية تتكبر.
عندك صغيرة؟ عندك مشكلة يعني في شو اسمه في الجهاز تبعك. مش
أطلع
مفروض
وأخذ
تكون
يعني.
صغيرة. اوكي؟
بدي أطلع وأرجع أفوت.
اوكي. طيب let me check إذا بنقدر. نرسيان فيك تحكي بس أشوف إذا حيطلع عن طريق البروجيكتور.
Hello.
لا مش طالع عن طريق البروجيكتور. ليش دايما عندنا مشاكل في البروجيكتور؟ واي ميد تشاينا. مالها تشاينا عم تعطينا أحسن إشي يا. طيب لا اطلعي اطلعي اطلعي. ماشي. طيب. ولا شيء الحمد لله. طيب. إلنا سنة بنشتغل عليه. طيب. لا أوقف الشيرينج بس شوي. I'm trying. ليه؟ Just a second, okay? بدي إياه يطلع من هون عشان تسمعوه. Otherwise you will not be able to hear it. Nersian, can you try and speak, please?
Hi.
لا. Still. طب listen to it and let's see if you can hear it correctly, okay? طيب let's try and hear it. Working. Hi, Nersian, can you hear it?
كمان مرة بس شوي.
إيه؟
No.
No, you can't hear it?
لا لا.
Which? Do not cheat. Do not cheat. طيب هبعت لك يا نرسيان الفيديو الاوديو على الشات، اوكي؟
اوكي.
وأنا كمان ما سمعته.
يلا هلا ببعت لكم اياها على الشات. So that you can hear it. مفروض إنه وصلكم هلأ. وصل نرسيان؟
لا لسه.
على الشات.
نو ما وصل.
صبايا طيب راح ابعت لكم اياها على الواتساب. اوكي باي باي. مفروض انه وصلكم هلا على الواتساب. وصل؟ اوكي طيب صبايا اللي معي اونلاين بليز hear it from the WhatsApp. اوكي لا انتوا لا.
Communication. The power of communication.
مالنا استنى يا ابني. كيف طالع عندكم؟ طالع؟ يلا listen to it.
Is the foundation of our connections. It allows us to share ideas, solve problems, and build relationships. In today's globalized world, speaking more than one language opens doors to endless opportunities. It helps us understand different cultures and bring people closer together. Think about this. Every word you speak carries the power to inspire, to motivate, and to create change. Whether you're in
Oops. Wait. Okay, let's 1 minute. شو مالنا؟ علق لحظة. تكنولوجيا اليوم. Oh my God. اوكي وين وصلنا؟ طيب we'll do it once again. Yeah, close the ones you did and we'll do another one, a new one. Yeah.
communication.
عيدوا بس ليش مش طالع عندي؟ الزر اللي بيكنس. طيب يلا. ready go. جو حكينا مش غير. Oh my God, what's going on? Unbelievable. We're not skipping. Okay, yeah. Ready, steady, go.
The foundation of our connection. It allows us to share ideas, solve problems, and build relationships. In today's globalized world, speaking more than one language opens doors to endless opportunities. It helps us understand different cultures and bring people closer together. Think about this. Every word you speak carries the power to inspire, to motivate, and to create change. Whether you're in a business meeting, a classroom, or a casual conversation, your words can leave a lasting impact. So, let's make communication a tool for growth and understanding. Listen carefully, speak thoughtfully, and never underestimate the value of your voice. Thank you.
Okay, here I'll listen back to your voice, okay, to your shadow interpreting, and see if you quote the words. How do you rank your shadow interpreting from 1 to 5? 4. 4? 3? 3.5. Okay, now shadow interpret what you heard into Arabic. All right? Ready? Steady? Go.
The foundation of our connections. It allows us to share ideas, solve problems, and build relationships. In today's globalized world, speaking more than one language opens doors to endless opportunities. It helps us understand different cultures and bring people closer together. Think about this. Every word you speak carries the power to inspire, to motivate, and to create change. Whether you're in a business meeting, a classroom, or a casual conversation, your words can leave a lasting impact. So, let's make communication a tool for growth and understanding. Listen carefully, speak thoughtfully, and never underestimate the value of your voice. Thank you.
Okay, hear yourself back in Arabic to see if you got most of the speech. إذا كنت في البزنس ميتينج. أوكي. All right. So how do you rank yourself in your shadow interpreting in Arabic?
Two.
Two. Two. 2 واحد ونص.
2.5.
3.5 2 ونص. 2. صبايا أنهار مرسيان. Yeah. Remember, you should be what? Quick thinking, right? You should have the power to switch between languages. All right. Stay where you are. We have more shadow interpreting. Okay? That. All right. Simultaneous interpreting theme structure. We said that when an interpreter works, if he is an independent worker, okay, or he works freely, okay, a freelance, they don't have a team. But if an interpreter works within a company, all right, or an interpreting company, they always work in pair, all right? So how is the dynamic, the structure of this team? 2 interpreters per language, all right, in each booth with all the languages that are out there. You will have 2 in each booth for 1 language, all right? Each interpreter works between 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the length of the conference they are working in, all right? And they work to support each other, all right? How do they support each other? By taking notes for the other person who is interpreting. One interprets, the other takes notes, okay? Terminology assistance. If someone is stuck for a few seconds on a terminology, the other one assists him with another terminology, okay? Information organization. Do you remember the loci memory trick? Where you go into your memory, search and organize all the information about the specific topic that you're going to talk about or interpret, okay? Your team member is doing the same. So he or she will be organizing these thoughts for you when you interpret it, okay? Hala, I know that sometimes it will be difficult for you to picture what I am talking about unless you will go and do some interpreting jobs, okay? Let's say if you have the capacity or the capability to listen, process, and state in a fast way, all right, do a multitasking thing, you have the ability to be an interpreter. For example, for me, I am a translator. I would never work in the interpreting field because I cannot think or listen and think at the same time. Okay, I need to listen, I need to go into my own world. Okay, think, what do I put here? What do I need here? Why did he say this? Why did he say that? Okay, and then process what I am thinking. I can do it in real time and quickly. So I will never be able to become an interpreter. But if you have the ability and you have the skill, okay, to listen, think, and speak all at once, I push you okay, to go and become interpreters, because it's really a decreasing job, okay? It's a good job and it gives good money. You don't learn it, you practice it, okay? But first, before becoming an interpreter or a translator, you need to have good commands of both languages, okay? Whichever language or whichever second language you decide to choose, okay, it should be as native as your first language, all right? So, once you start doing interpreting and you start working with someone, you will understand all of these. How to take notes, how to organize the flow of information for your teammates, okay? How to process terminology on the spot, okay? For him or her to continue their interpreting practice without stopping, okay? Same will go for the other part. If you're the one who is interpreting, your teammate should be able to take note, find terminology, and organize your flow of interpretation. Okay? Okay. Partner support technique, silent support methods. Your partner in the booth never speaks. Okay? He or she writes gestures, okay, and makes facial expressions for you to understand what he or she wants to tell you. Okay? Yeah? Term assistance protocol, and this is part of how he or she provides you with the correct terminologies or jargons if you are stuck on some. Okay? Handover procedures. There is a quick way for both teammates to hand over the interpreting process. Yani, I am interpreting, I tell you, and you start speaking. Okay? So I give you a sign, then in 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, you will continue from where I left off. All right, without speaking. There are signs to hand over your interpreting process. Emergency backup. You remember we did an exercise. If your equipment fails, if something happens, okay, what do? Your partner will be there to work as fast as possible to help you. For example, if the microphone, his or her microphone fails, they will take your place at once, okay? Until you go and find another one. Or if there is an emergency, your partner will be the one who will help you solve this emergency. You should never stop interpreting whatever happens. Illa if the hole is going up on fire, يعني, everyone will go up. ولكن otherwise, you keep on interpreting without stopping. Okay? Quality monitoring. Your team partner will be a quality monitor, okay? He or she will give you feedback at the end of the interpreting process on what went good, what went wrong, okay? And how to mitigate future problems, okay? All right, yeah. This is an incremental simultaneous interpreting, meaning that the speech will start slow and will speed up. Okay? So you have to think quickly. You will start slow and then you will go as fast as you can while interpreting in your native language. Okay? You will do the interpreting على طول. So you will not wait, all right? Or do the English and then the Arabic. No, you interpret as soon as the man starts speaking. I didn't make it that hard, okay? I incremented the speed of the voice just a little bit, okay? All right. خلوني أبعت للصبايا. Anhar and Irsian, I will send you the audio on WhatsApp. Just a sec.
تمام.
Okay. Sent. هي هتكون عندكم هلا. All right. وصلت؟ Okay, good. All right, you guys, ready? يلا بس. ها؟ أنهار نرسيان نزلتوا الأوديو؟
أنا هيني بنزل فيه.
Ready? Steady? Go.
The value of time. Ladies and gentlemen, time is one of the most precious resources we have. Unlike money or possessions, we cannot earn more time. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. That's why managing our time wisely is so important. Think about your daily activities. Are they helping you achieve your goals? Or are they distractions pulling you away from what truly matters? Successful people know how to prioritize, focus on what's important, and avoid wasting time. Remember, every minute you spend today is an investment in your future. So, plan your day, set your goals, and make the most of every moment. Because in the end, it's not about how much time we have, but how we use it. Thank you.
Okay. Listen to yourself. شفتوا؟ I didn't speed it a lot يعني. شوي. Okay, then try to. Yes. All right, so how do you rate your speed interpreting?
Let's go. 2.5.
2.5, a quarter, -5. Okay. But this is a good exercise for you. Yeah. Because you're thinking, he's speaking, I need to speed. What are the words? What are the words? Okay. So yeah, you need to train your brain to process faster the information that you get because he is using very easy words, right? It's not a specialized the type of speech. It's a very normal type of speech. So you have to train your brain to be able to process the increase in the speed of the voice, okay, in order to, let's say, train yourself for future more intense or more specialized text or speeches, okay? All right. Simultaneous interpreting challenges. What are the challenges an interpreter or simultaneous interpreter faces? Time pressure, okay, because he or she are interpreting in real time. They don't have time to think. All right. Speed delivery variation, the ones you just did, okay? You have to be able to process the speed of interpreting. Technical terminology handling, you need to be, as we said, an expert in your field in order to not be stuck when a technical terminology or jargon appears in the speech, okay? Accent adaptation. حكينا إنه not all people speak a good English accent, even if they are native of the English language, okay? Because we have many Englishes. If you have ever taken ELT, I think you know, ما أخذتوها. Englishes are the different types of speaking English for countries that speak English, or that their first language is English, like Scotland, Ireland, Australia, India, and so on and so forth. Okay? Untranslatability in no words that cannot be translated, or what we call culture references or culture-bound expressions. Okay? And lack of clarification. Time pressure. Maintaining short decalage. شو حكينا decalage؟ اللي هي those few seconds needed in order to start the simultaneous interpreting process. Okay? حكينا قديش؟ Around 2 seconds. Keeping up with the speaker. في التمرين اللي عملناه هلا you needed to keep up with the speaker in order to provide all this necessary information, right? And not losing track of contents, all right? Because you are trying to keep up with the speaker, some things you will miss. So you need to concentrate on the content in order to provide your interpretation. Okay? Speed of delivery عندنا various speaker speeds زي ما صار فيكم قبل شوي. Okay? Sprint talking speakers. Sprint talking هدول speakers اللي بيكونوا yes, I want to talk today about, and this was what happened, you know, we did this and this and that, and then we went to and lastly we went back to this experiment and did sprint. Okay? شو يعني sprint؟ لا سبرنت هدول اللي بيركضوا alright المسافات القصيره اللي بيركضوا سريع مش بقول لهم 1 2 3 او 1 2 steady go. اوكي هاي السبرنت القفزه الاولى هاي هي السبرنت. اوكي irregular pacing alright مره بيحكي واطي مره بيحكي عال مره بيحكي بعرفش قديش. عشان هيك interpreters never go on any interpreting job without having the speeches in front of them. Okay? Never accept any interpreting job unless for a conference, I'm talking, unless you have the scripts beforehand in front of you. Okay? Terminology challenges. في عنا technical terms. Of course, كلنا بنعرف إنه technical terms are the most difficult things to translate if you don't have the background. Okay? No time for dictionary because you provide the interpreting in real time, so you cannot say stop 1 minute بدي بس اروح اشوف هاي الكلمه بالقاموس وبرجع لكم. Okay? Specialized vocabulary, زي technical terms, specialized vocabulary is also important for you to know if you want to become an interpreter and specialized in a specific field. Okay? هلا في ناس بيكونوا interpreters ولكن بيكونوا medical interpreters for example, but they cannot interpret everything in medicine, so they are specialized in a special type of medical field. Okay? Accent management, different speakers' accent, you have to be able to recognize them or understand them. Regional variation، كيف شو قصدهم بالريجنال فاريشن؟ كيف عندنا المدني والفلاحي وعندنا اللي بيحكوا بالقاف وعندنا اللي بيحكوا بالتشاف وعندنا اللي بيحكوا بالبعرف ايش. Okay, you have to, it's the same in English. You have what we call standard English and you have the colloquial English use. Okay. هلا. Since we're talking about conferences, usually they use the standard English, okay? ولكن if you go, for example, for people who go to a doctor, okay? They come from all over a specific country, for example, okay? Different regions, different accents. So you need to be able to talk to them, for example, in their accents, or to let them at least understand you, okay? Non-native speakers, في عندكم كتير, that you have lots of people who are not native to the English language, but when they go to conferences, they speak in English. Okay? So sometimes their English is broken. So you have to translate it into Arabic, for example. You have to be able to understand their broken English in order to interpret to the Arabic audience. Yeah, Lehnud, exactly. Untranslatable terms, for example, proverbs, puns, شو الpuns؟ تلاعب على الكلمات, jokes, and cultural references. These are ones of the most difficult to translate. And some speakers, okay, when they give their speeches, they either input proverbs, okay, or they start with a joke or a pun to lighten up the their speech, and you have to translate that. Lack of clarification, this is the last problem, all right? And there is no opportunity to ask questions. If you don't understand something the speaker said, you don't have time to ask him or her what did he or she mean, so you have to improvise, to rely on your understanding. It could be correct or it could be wrong, okay? Must continue interpreting. حكيت لكم لو على الحمالة you need to continue interpreting. Okay? Unless طبعا زي ما قلت لكم حريق شب في هالقاعة كلكم بتهربوا في هاي اللحظة. اوكي؟ ولكن لو على الحمالة تحملوا السماعة وبتضلكم تخلصوا الانتربريتنج تبعكم. اوكي؟ maintain flow. مش تعملوا زي ما عملت ياسمين انه ايش اذا كنت في business meeting اوكي continue the flow of your Arabic language translation. All right, yeah. I will show you some technical terms in English. You will try to interpret them into Arabic. هدول are a little bit more complicated than the ones you took last time. Okay? So open your شو اسمه audio هذا recording devices. Ready?
Yes.
Remember, interpret them على طول into Arabic. يلا. In Arabic. مش English, Arabic.
غيوم داتا بيس وين سايبر سكيورتي قبل الاستقرار وين؟ طيب ولا شيء وين؟ باند شو؟ باند
That's it. I know, these are technical terms, okay? That mostly are related to technology, all right? Okay, what I know you got is algorithm, artificial intelligence, renewable energy, sustainability, you were almost there. اللي هي الاستدامة. وسايبر سكيورتي.
داتا بيس
لا. قاعدة البيانات. سوري. اوكي اكمل وحدة لقطته. Okay. So these are Arabic equivalent. Okay. Bandwidth عدد النطاق الترددي. I know you will never get that. algorithm خوارزمية. encryption تشفير. database قاعدة بيانات. cloud computing الحوسبة السحابية. sustainability الاستدامة. renewable energy الطاقة المتجددة. e-commerce التجارة الإلكترونية سهلة electronic commerce. artificial intelligence الذكاء الاصطناعي cyber security الأمن السيبراني أوكي أو الأمن شو اسمه الإلكتروني. open source software برنامج مفتوح المصدر من اسمه يعني literal أوكي. cost effective solution حل ذو جدوى اقتصادية. user friendly interface واجهة سهلة الاستخدام user friendly. وماركت driven strategy استراتيجية موجهة بالسوق. Okay. I know they are a little bit difficult. Alright. ولكن يعني you got a few of them, all right, which is good as a start. هلا اللي بده يتخصص في مجال معين هدول الكلمات بيكون عندهم سهلين. all right. مثلا اللي بيتخصص في الاي تي يعني زي الارتفيشال انتليجنس open source software شو اسمه cloud computing, these words are easy for them to translate or to interpret, okay, because they should have them in their repertoire, okay, in their jargon. اللي بيحكي على الماركت والبزنس شو اسمه cost effective solutions, e-commerce, stability أو sustainability. هدول كلهم they should be in their jargon, okay? Since they are شو اسمه specialized in this type of field. So it will be easy for them whenever they hear them to interpret them correctly. Okay? ولكن this is a good activity for you to train your brains, okay? To retrieve some of these words that you already know. Okay. So since we have challenges and problems, we should have strategies and solutions to overcome these problems. So part of these solutions are to anticipate, okay, what will be said, to have anticipation techniques. That's why I told you any interpreter who does an interpreting job, and especially in a conference, should have all the required documents ready with them, okay? Reformulation strategy, think always of the easiest way to state what the speaker said, okay? تذكروا لما عملنا simplification of sentences؟ لما كان عندنا hard to understand sentences and we did a simplification, all right? Same here. You do a simplification of what the speaker said. Compression methods. شو يعني compression حكينا؟ You minimize the length of speech, okay? Recovery techniques, you recover a few of what was said, okay? And stress management. Stress management is for you as an interpreter. Anticipation technique, predicting what the speaker will say based on the context, understanding common speech patterns and formalities, زي greeting, closing, okay? أيها السيدات والسادة مثلا, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, exactly. Transition words, cultural expressions, questions and answer formats. Recognizing typical meeting conference structures, they welcome, الأجندة, كل هاي بتكون عندكم, okay? So you have to interpret it since you have the structure with you, all right? And using knowledge of the subject matter to anticipate any terminology that will be used. Reformulation is to restructure sentence to make them clearer in the target language, finding alternatives way to express idioms, breaking down complex sentences into simpler ones, while using synonyms when exact translations aren't available, okay? Compression methods is to condense the information. Eliminate redundancy. What does redundancy mean? Repetition. يعني شو اسمه المتكررة، الأشياء المتكررة. Okay? Using shorter expressions while prioritizing key information. عشان هيك the interpreter does not interpret each and every word he or she hears. Okay? They give a summary of what they hear. Recovery technique, strategies for handling missed information. If you miss something, you can restate it later on in a good way, okay, in a flawless way. Methods to recover from mistakes, ways to maintain flow when facing difficulties, and techniques for asking for clarification, especially in consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreting, it's easy for you to ask the speaker to please repeat something, okay? In simultaneous interpreting, it's a bit difficult. It's very difficult, actually, all right? Stress management, breathing exercise. تتذكروا حكينا اليوغي breath to do yoga breathing. Maintaining composure, ما تتوتروا, do not panic, do not faint, all right? Mental preparation and physical relaxation. To be an interpreter, you need to manage your stress level. Otherwise, you will be going to the hospital every time you finish an interpreting task. Okay? Yeah. Weather forecast simultaneous interpreting. Let me just send it to Sabaya. Weather. Final weather forecast. Sabaya دي معي online بعت لكم الweather forecast. Okay? Alright. Same. هذا مش incremental. هذا it's normal speech. ولكن what does it have? Numbers. Exactly. Numbers and percentages. Okay? So, yes. So, yeah, it's a little bit sometimes difficult to differ from 1550, 1440. Okay? So, you need to hear it. All right, ready? Steady. You have to translate it into Arabic. And go.
Good morning. Here's your weather update for today. In the morning, temperatures will start at around 15 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy skies. By noon, the temperature will rise to a comfortable 22 degrees Celsius. Expect a gentle breeze at 10 kilometers per hour. In the evening, temperatures will drop to 12 degrees Celsius, so make sure to grab a jacket if you are heading out. There's a 30% chance of light rain, mainly in the northern areas. Tomorrow will be slightly warmer, with highs reaching 25 degrees Celsius and lows around 14 degrees Celsius. Stay safe and enjoy your day.
Yes, listen to your numbers. احنا عم نحكي على ديجري سلسيوس، يعني ما في شيء بيطلع فوق ال 40 درجه او ال 50 درجه مئويه. How did you get your numbers?
Numbers correct.
Correct. Time. How do you rate yourself with the whole interpreting process? 2? Okay. Yeah, and this is another good point that you are raising, you guys. Do not speak in colloquial Arabic. You have to speak in standard Arabic. Okay? All right. We said that we have many types of interpreting, right? We talked about consecutive interpreting in the previous unit, and we talked about simultaneous interpreting in this unit, all right? The other types of interpreting that we use are whispering, which is also called chuchotage, okay? Chuchotage. Okay? Whisper. مش فرنسي. Re-speaking, okay. Liaison interpreting, remote interpreting, sim-consec اللي هي simultaneous consecutive interpreting. This is a new hybrid process. All right? And sign language interpreting. Whispering أو chuchotage. Okay? It's equipment-free simultaneous interpreting. Why? Because you are near the person you want to interpret for and you're whispering in their ears. Okay, so you don't need any equipment. Where do we use chuchotage or whispering? In small groups, okay? And maximum capacity 2 listeners or 3 maximum. All right? He challenges the voice control. شو يعني voice control? Because it's called whispering, you need to whisper in a way that the other person can understand you without interfering, okay, with the speaker's main speech. What are the whispering or chuchotage techniques? Positioning strategies. Positioning is where do you put yourself against your the person you want to whisper to. Okay. Voice modulation. How high, how low, how balanced your voice should be. Client interaction. Okay. Client is with the person you are talking to. While environment assessment, you need to check if you are not making noise for other people that are near you. While energy conservation, because you are not stressed when you whisper things to the other person, because no one will hear you, so no one will know if you're interpreting in a bad or good way. Okay? Re-speaking is a speech-to-text interpreting technique where an interpreter repeats spoken words into a computer software for real-time transcriptions. Okay? عندكم إذا بتعرفوا الوورد دوكيومنت، الوورد دوكيومنت لما تفتحوه في كبسة اسمها ترانسكرايب، شكلها زي الميكروفون. Okay? If you speak if you click it, you speak, your computer types whatever you speak in real time. Okay? The purpose of using re-speaking is it is used to create subtitles for live broadcasts. يعني live broadcasts اللي هي في التلفزيون. Okay? على الشاشات. On screen, all right, such as TV programs and news channels. Okay? تذكروا مرة في صورة لوحدة كان اسمها television interpreting لما حكينا عنهم أنواع interpreting. في بيقعدوا interpreters خلف الكواليس وقت النيوز. Okay? they interpret what the news anchor is saying in real time. Yes, exactly. Key characteristics of re-speaking, it's monolingual. يعني the interpreter repeats the speech in the same language, no translation. Mono, one. Okay, one language. Additional tasks of re-speaking is handling punctuation. Punctuation is important when you re-speak, okay? For example, using commas, full stops, and question marks. Inserting line breaks in real time. هدول انتوا لازم تسووهم. هلا ممكن الكمبيوتر يسوي لكم اياهم، مثلا تقولوا the boy entered the room, comma كذا كذا, the computer will put a comma. All right? ولكن sometimes they will not understand you. Oh, the computer will not understand you. All right. So it will write comma instead of putting a comma. So you have to make sure that they are it is writing correct. Challenges, pronunciation precision. Do you remember? Did I show you? Yes, I think I showed you. Do you remember the video clip of the two Scottish people who entered an American-made elevator? I didn't show you that?
No.
Okay. All right. So since they are Scottish, their English is hard to understand. The American-built elevator is using American English. So each time they ask the lift to go to the 11th floor, the lift says, "Can you repeat, please? Which floor do you want to go in?" Okay. So they just scream and use every possible English variation that they know, but still, because they have a Scottish accent, the elevator cannot understand them. Punctuation handling, قلت لكم this is either possible, or if your accent is not very good, the computer will not understand you and you will have to correct it manually. Okay? Why re-speaking is exciting? Because it's a new technology. It's a technology-driven, made possible by advanced speech-to-text softwares. Okay? Why it's a growing use, frequently used in live broadcast. Instead of writing what you say and portraying it in the screen, you just speak what you want to say and it automatically shows on the screen. Okay? بيختصروا وقت من الطباعة. Okay, so حكينا whispering, re-speaking, وعندنا liaison interpreting. This liaison interpreting mediates conversation in public service setting. شو يعني mediates؟ بتواسط. Okay? ما بين طرفين. Such as medical or legal context. So you have the doctor, you have the patient, and you have the person interpreting. Okay, he is a liaison between both parties. It is short, characteristic, two-way communication. Okay, and often used in public service. بيستخدموا الشرطة، بيستخدموا القانون، بيستخدموا الطب. Okay. The other type is remote interpreting, which could be telephone interpreting or video conference interpreting. Okay. So types, telephone, video conference, platform specific like Zoom or Teams or other platforms. What are its special consideration? They need technical setups. يعني you need either a smartphone or a computer. Okay. Connection quality, you need good internet connection and virtual etiquette. Do you remember? Okay, do you remember Corona time? When you had, and some of the people were caught on camera wearing only formal up and casual down. Okay, this is what they call virtual etiquette. Okay, يعني etiquette. اتيكيت التصرف اتيكيت اللبس اوكي مش تكونوا فورمال من فوق ومشلحين تحت okay so because once I think I saw a video of really يعني an anchorman who said news from his home. Okay, so he had his cup of coffee on the table and his cat يعني شو اسمه knocked the coffee mug which came into him, so he stood up and he was in shorts. in his boxers so in front of the whole world to see. Okay, so always be mindful of your virtual etiquette. Okay. Yes. The other type of interpreting is what we call a sim concept. Okay, it's a combination of simultaneous consecutive interpreting. It's a hybrid approach. What does hybrid mean? مزيج جديد. Okay, new. Uses digital recording. Okay, we know that consecutive doesn't use digital record or digital equipment in any way, or simultaneous users equipment. So both combined, they use digital recordings. Okay, the process is to record an original speech, take notes, and playback and interpret it. Okay, so you're hearing a speech in real time. Okay, you are recording your interpreting, you are taking note at the same time, and you are producing your consecutive interpreting. You start with simultaneous, you end with consecutive. Okay, this is why it's called a hybrid approach. What are the characteristics of a sim concept? It's equipment requirements required. You need equipments, okay? Recording techniques, note-taking integration, playback strategies. يعني playback يعني you can rehear it, okay? And quality control. You control the quality of what is said after. The last thing that we will talk about is called sign language interpreting, and it is a simultaneous mode, صح? You are interpreting in real time using sign language. Its unique challenges are visual attention. You have to always keep a visual sight on the person who is using sign language in order to understand everything. Physical stamina, the one who is interpreting, for example, let's say a speech of an hour, will be constantly speaking using gesture for a whole hour. Okay? So they need that stamina. شو يعني stamina? Endurance, yes. And cultural elements, of course, since it's simultaneous, since it's an interpreting job, even using sign language, you need to be aware of cultural references. Okay? How to translate these cultural references into sign languages to the target audience. Okay? In their sign language. Finally, sign language characteristics. شو الكاركترستكس؟ simultaneous technique زي ما حكينا. It's شو اسمه it's done in real time. Cultural consideration, physical requirements, professional standards. Remember the one I talked about last time? The incident that happened with a sign language person who volunteered to sign language a police conference, and she did not have the qualification because she didn't know how to do sign language, okay? But she stood in front of the camera and started gesturing with her hands as if talking in sign language, okay? And the police did not understand because they don't know sign language, and they didn't know that she was a شو بسموهم هول scammer. يعني scammer نصابة, okay? And there are, I think that there are special, I'm not sure, there are specialized sign language for special specific أو specialized language like medicine or law, police interviews. Okay, they have, I think, special sounds that they use. All right. طيب. Last bit. What can an interpreter do to improve their interpreting skills? They need practice. صح? The more you practice, the better you can handle interpreting. You can work as we did before doing shadow interpreting. Okay, if you want to improve your skills in interpreting, first do a shadow interpreting in the same language, and then do a shadow interpreting in your native language. Okay, repeating speech to build split attention and memory. All right, shadow interpreting is good for that. Outlining is taking notes and summarizing speech. Put a speech on YouTube and write down or take down some notes and summarize these notes to rephrase them into your native language. So, simulation training. If I'm لا ما عملناش احنا بس you could do a mock conference. يعني mock conference. A simulation conference. Okay, bring your friends, put some people as the audience, take one speaker, okay, who speaks English, for example, and you are the interpreter, and interpret for your audience what the speaker is saying, okay, or put on a video and start interpreting for your friends. All right. So this is used for practicing in real scenarios with equipment and feedback. If you have a microphone, if you have some just more speakers, make it as if you are in a real conference. Okay? Yalla, last activity that we will do. Remember this one? News headline hot seats. No, these are easier. جبت لكم شيء أسهل من المرة الماضية. Okay? So I will show you the headline, the news headline. You will interpret it in real time. Okay? At once. At all. Ready? Steady? And go. Two. Steady? Go. Yalla. Steady? Go. أبصر. يلا. Ready? Steady? Go. Last one. Go. Okay. Listen to yourselves. So let's see من الاشياء اللي كتبتوها او زي اللي حكيتوها. First one. Global leaders need to discuss climate action plan. كيف ترجمتوها؟ بس عندك كلمة climate؟ ما حطيت climate. ايش بيها؟ اوكي. global leader القادة العالميين yes. Next one is tech company launches new AI powered smartphone. أطلقت شركة عالمية شركة تكنولوجيا عالمية مثلا أو شركة تكنولوجيا شو؟ هاتف ذكي جديد بميزة شو اسمه تقنية هذا ال AI Artificial Intelligence الذكاء الاصطناعي. Local hospitals open state-of-the-art cancer center. مركز سرطان متميز. State-of-the-art. Sports team wins championship after 20-year wait. فريق رياضي يربح بعد 20 سنة. البطولة يربح البطولة بعد 20 سنة انتظار. Tourism industry sees 15% growth this year. القطاع السياحي يشهد 15% ارتفاع في معدل الدخل مثلا. آخر وحدة new study reveals health benefits of walking daily. دراسة جديدة أظهرت أهمية المشي يوميا. لسه أو مش هي أهمية المشي يوميا مش مشكلة. All right, you guys. Okay, that's it for your interpreting coursework. Okay, I am not the one who's doing the exam, so study your chapters 5 and 3 and 4. إيه؟ ببعت لكم السلايدات اليوم. So this will be our last class. We will not have a class later on. Do not leave the WhatsApp group until I tell you leave. Okay? All right, and inshallah I will see you next semester and good luck in your exams. Into next week. Good.
يعطيك العافية دكتورة.
الله يعافيكي.